going to share a piece of advice with you that is going to save you 10 years. And it comes from some advice I was given by an operator, okay? A guy that was in a 3-letter agency. He was very decorated. He was an infantry officer. And I sat down with him one day, and he gave me one of the most profound pieces of advice that was very, very simple, but it changed my life. Okay, and I want to share this with you because there's a lot of people right now that have a feeling that they want to do something, but they can't. There's a lot of people right now that are procrastinating. There's a lot of people right now that want to take a leap and get into the next thing, and they don't. There's a lot of people right now that are on the fence. And I was on the fence one time with something, a decision that I wanted to make, and I wasn't sure how to make it. And I didn't have the tools at the time for making fast decisions. I didn't have the tactics to break down how to make a great decision. Fortunately, through great mentors like this operator, we'll call him Major Steel right now. Fortunately, through Major Steels in my life, I accumulated these abilities, these tools, these tactics to make fast decisions, to get off the fence, to be an action taker, to take imperfect action. And so I'm sitting with this great individual, Major Steel, and I'm telling him about my concerns. I say, hey sir, I have some options ahead of me. I have some things that I want to do, but I'm not quite sure if I'm good enough to make it in the direction I want to go. I'm not quite sure I'll be good enough to make it. Okay? So I'm sitting there and I'm sharing this with him. And I have doubt on the inside. I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out on a decision that could potentially change my entire life. And I said, sir, what would you do in this situation right here? And he was at the spot I wanted to be at. He had been to the spot I wanted to be at. Let me correct myself there. And so I'm sitting there with him, and I'll never forget, he pauses. He takes a couple deep breaths, and he gets real serious. And he looks at me in the face. And he says, son, Jeremiah, listen to me. If you have something inside of you that says that you should go, if you have a gut instinct, if you have the slightest inkling that you should be doing something, he said, I have one piece of advice for you. Go. Go. And then he leaned back just like that. And while that advice was simple, it was profound. Because how many times do we get caught up making a situation more complicated than it really is? How many times do we talk ourselves out of doing something that we truly want to do, and we're just scared? Maybe we're scared to fail. Maybe we're not confident that we can follow through when we get there. But you know what I say now? I think back to that conversation, and I am obsessed with imperfect action. I'm obsessed with that concept, go. When you start doing this, when you start feeling what you should do and then acting, it starts to build an unbreakable, unparalleled level of confidence in you, and you move through life a lot faster. Okay? Where you're at and where you want to go, the distance between that has a series of decisions. The faster you make those decisions, the faster you get to the outcome. And so I encourage you today, if you're on the fence about something, go. Because what do you have to lose? What do you really have to lose? Your comforts? Here's a piece of advice that I was given by somebody else. Another Major Steel, if you would. He said, My calling is greater than my comfort. Are you allowing your comfort to be greater than your calling right now? What are you not stepping into that you know you should? I hope this message was useful for you. Most importantly, I hope you act on it. And if you start developing the muscle of going, of taking action, life is going to start moving a lot faster, and you're going to get to the destination a lot quicker. You'll start doing things like transitioning from one career into the next on an instant notice. You'll start traveling around the country on a random weekend. You'll start jumping into communities that you might feel out of place in. These are all things that I've done because I adopted that lesson from Major Steele, the lesson of go. So trust your instincts, enjoy the day. If you like this video, tell me what you like down below. Give me some love, and let's conquer and win.